Prepare to remove those colored glasses and see the world in its real light when I explain how black hat hackers get your information and how that information can seriously compromise every single other account and what to do about it by making black hat hackers' lives completely miserable. Welcome to TQA Weekly. I'm your host, Steve Smith, aka Z-Axis, and I'm going to open your eyes and make the black hat hackers' lives miserable by not just explaining how to get the information. I'm going to explain how to slow them down. So, in order to slow them down, you need to know how to get the information in the first place, and the easiest way to figure that out is to ask somebody who gets paid to figure out how to do so. And we're all in luck, I already do so. So how do we get this information? Well, it's very simple. For the most part, we just sit in a cafe with public Wi-Fi, no encryption, with a packet sniffer, and wait for either you or your device to auto-query or query your ISP for your new email. And in most cases, unless you're using a secured version of the login access for your ISP, like Google, Gmail forces you to, your email and password are sent in clear text. We can already devise from your email your most commonly used username. So having the username, email, and password is already a dead giveaway to where you're going to be on the internet. But it doesn't stop there. What happens when you have multiple email accounts sending out multiple username password requests to different ISPs simultaneously from the device? You would think that we would assume that all this information is different, but no. Packets contain something called a MAC address. MAC addresses are attached to every single packet, meaning that while we're scanning, we can actually determine all of those username and passwords belong to a single device, also being a single user. Using this information that we have obtained through the clear text flaw of the way that email is actually accessed on the internet for the most part, not all the time, we can already start scouring the internet for your username and email, trying to figure out where you have gone before. So if you haven't secured anything yet, you're a basically giant bullseye for data mining. Now, obviously, you would think that there's not that much information on you, but social networks and things like Twitter offer a load of information, especially if you haven't locked down those profiles. So being able to access Google+, Twitter, Facebook, and any other place, and actually being able to scan all the information means they can now build a profile based on you. This is what's wrong with the picture. You would think that you would be secure, except that once they have their username and password, they'll log in as you. Of course, we're always presuming that you haven't locked down the accounts yet. So while they're scanning, they figure out all the games you liked, because you actually hit the like button on those websites, figure out all the places you go. In your email, which they can now access at will, they can actually tell if you've gone to Amazon, eBay, if you use PayPal and all that, and they can still presume you use the same email and password and username for all these places, so they start logging all over the place. Unfortunately, having access to stores that you purchase often means in some cases being able to buy things for them through your account and sending it to dummy addresses where they just pick it up. Of course, if they access PayPal, they can just rip you off. If they're going after your video game accounts, now a lot of people like me really don't care about the currency on our accounts. We don't have that much, we have so much, or we already know how to get more. But there are some fanatics that actually like keeping large amounts of currency, and some of these fanatics like getting it by cheating other people out of it, which means hacking your account. So being able to hack your favorite game and stealing all your game items and fictional currency will seriously piss you off. and seriously make their day. And not all game company servers are capable of giving your stuff back, because sometimes it changes hands so fast and so often towards the destination that they can no longer really figure out without having to go through a whole data mining exercise. And in some cases, they know you had items, but they can't give you the items identically, so they're all the way back to level 1. You could have locked them out at any point during this whole transition, because using the same password is already dangerous enough. Using the same username just makes it convenient for the black hat to figure out who you are. Let's start about locking down your accounts. So anybody who knows anything about Blizzard already knows World of Warcraft and many other games are already locked down. Most part, a lot of users are even given the ability or even forced to go and get a type of key where the numbers change all the time. PayPal offers this type of stuff too. You can lock that account down. Facebook, you can use a 2-step login procedure, and if you have a cell phone, it will text you a new PIN every single time. And Google Plus, aka Google, and if anybody is like me, has AdSense, AdWords, YouTube accounts or anything, does allow you to lock down your account by using a PIN number with a piece of software on your own phone, your own cell phone, whether it be iPhone, Android, or whatever, and that code changes every 30 seconds. And it has the added benefit of having a backup that calls your home phone number or uses a master backup list of single-use PINs. This locking down of profiles slows down people. Now, you might have people saying, well, I use my Facebook on my cell phone or on my tablet. How would I lock those down? Or will those 2-step login procedures make it hard or impossible for me to log in? And basically, no. If you are an avid Facebook fan and you want to lock yourself down and you just happen to use a device that does not support the 2nd-step login procedure, here's some good news. Let's take the PS3 for example. The second you try to log in through a PS3 or any other device that has the 2nd-step login procedure flaw where they can't use it, Facebook sends you a text and says use this instead of your password, basically allowing you to use the 2nd-step login anyway, still making that system by far more secure. But let's look at how they data mined your information, your email. If you used a private Wi-Fi that is secured with WPA or better, I would love to see Radius, but we're not all network engineers. If we could use any form of encrypted WPA Wi-Fi, that would already make the first part of the data mining virtually improbable of occurring. If you use secured versions of Google, Twitter, Facebook, and all those other places, favorite places for data mining, by the way, so getting all your information, they can't get into those things. They can't even bypass for the most part. And here's the added benefit. If your ISP uses or offers a secure form of login, even if you were in a public Wi-Fi area, that would actually, by using their secure login, slow down the black hat. But how do you even slow them down more? I've got a suggestion. For all those people worried about hackers getting to your account, and there is no way that your ISP wants to give you a secure way of logging in, use a bypass. Get yourself a Gmail account. Make sure it doesn't delete upon download. And as an added benefit, use that Gmail account in your smartphone. It will auto-download. All you have to do is tell Gmail to scan your email X amount of time, and it will download to your phone securely. And if you don't want to do that, turn off the Wi-Fi on your phone, or better yet, turn off the auto query function on your phone so it doesn't scan when you don't want to by accident. Doing all this will slow them down. Ultimately, if a hacker wants to get your information and are patient enough, they will, but the more you slow them down, the better. Of course, using different usernames will always slow them down, and using massively complicated or uncomplicated but really long passwords containing symbols will actually make it extremely hard for them to use software to decode your password by brute force, which, by the way, everything that contains a password has one vulnerability called a brute force attack. Can't do anything about it unless the server in question actually puts a number of time before they just start refusing any password attempt on the server. What I want to know now is if any of this has ever happened to you. Have you ever been hacked? Did you ever lose access to your email, your Facebook accounts, your MSN accounts, any of your Google Plus accounts and anything? How did you get them back? Do you have any questions, comments, stories, or suggestions? Send them all out to me at ask@tqaweekly.com. You can send them over to my website, tqaweekly.com, or you can always, on YouTube, post them right down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this episode. And of course, stay safe and online. Have a great day. And just so that we all understand, we are episode 18. Every odd number for the next little while will be a web dev tutorial, tiny little snippets, basically allowing a lot of you who like to have customized WordPress looking accounts and websites, or just want to make your own websites. I'm going to be explaining how to make a website step by step in tiny little bites, so you're not shot with a whole bunch of information. And you will, after X amount of time, because I think I set up about 12 of these tiny little tutorials, after a while you will be able to make your own website. Like anybody else like me who already does every single week. You'll be able to make your own website, to post your blog, to post photos, to post basically anything. And if you are a small or medium-sized business and you can't afford a webmaster or web developer to make it, you will learn how to do it for yourself for a lot less than several $1,000s. So don't forget to have a great day, and till next week. This has been your Technology Questions Answered.